everybody, my name is Joel. Today we are going to learn about arrays in C++. So, firstly, what does an array mean? An array is a collection of elements of the same data type that are stored sequentially in memory. What is it? An array is a collection of elements of the same data type that are stored sequentially in memory. Generally, what if we want to store a value in a program? We would take int or float or char as a variable and give a name to store one value. For example, if I want to store 5, then I'll create an integer, give this a name as a, and assign it the value 5. Simple. But what if I want to store till 5? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Simple again. I can just create 5 integers, give them names like a equals 1 and assign them values till 5. 5 and simply I can just make 5 variables and I just basically in them I can just assign them the 5 values and they will be stored. Now imagine if in your classroom you have 60 students or 1000 customers to a business or 20,000 employees to a company. And if you want to create on each one a variable, then it will be like hard or impossible. Right? This is where arrays are designed. Arrays are designed in situations like these. Now, arrays will help us to store many elements under a single variable name. Arrays will help us to store many elements under a single variable name. Now, the array can either be integer or float or char. Why I can't keep it on doubles? It's because doubles hold both whole numbers and decimal numbers. And in arrays, we can only store one type, which means if I make on one, only on whole numbers, then only whole numbers. If I keep decimal number, then it's a whole error that won't be stored and it will show as an errors. So that's why we should only do on one type. And since doubles are both whole numbers and decimal numbers, we can't use doubles in creating an array. Now, this is how we can just declare an array. We write an integer or float or char and we'll give this a name like a, and in square braces I write value elements like 60. And that's the maximum number of elements that arrays can store. Okay, now we're going to see a practical example with arrays. Before we start coding or programming, we want to first check the advantages. The first one is sequential access. The second one is efficient access. The third one is ease of use. So now let's write a code. Since I already told how we can declare an array, let's see maybe an example. Let's write some code with arrays. So let's maybe think I want to write code that the user gives marks and it will get the marks will get printed out. So let's write code. So first I want to create int and a name called marks, and in square braces I am going to write, for now let's think maybe I wanted to use 5 students. I want to give marks for 5 students, so I'll just write 5. But if you want to keep higher numbers or lesser numbers, you can just change the value. And you're going to keep a semicolon. In the next line, I'm going to write for. And in braces, I'm going to write I lesser equal. First, we need to declare the variable, the most important thing. Remember that, don't directly write I less equal directly. First, declare it. Int I equals 1 semicolon, I lesser equal 5 semicolon, I plus plus. I think you all know this, but let me explain you if you don't know this. So firstly, I made a variable in the for loop, and the variable name is I, and I assigned it the value 1. I lesser equal 5 and semicolon I plus plus means basically it's printing till 5. In the next line, I am going to write in curly braces, I am going to write Cout double less than angle brackets. In double quotes, I am going to write enter the marks of student and give gap. Again double less than angle brackets, and you're going to print out I double less than angle brackets and L, and after the close curly brace, I'm going to write again one more for loop for, and in braces I'm going to write int j equals 1 semicolon j lesser equal 5 semicolon j plus plus. Again in curly braces, I'm going to print out Cout double less than angle brackets, and I'm going to write enter the marks of student, and you're just going to give gap the marks of student, and you're going to print out J, and you're going to write gap is gap and double less than angle brackets marks, and in square brace I'm going to write J double less than angle brackets and end L. Now when I'm printing out everything, I should basically again prompt the user for giving. Like not only printing, but I also need to prompt it. So again in my where I declared the I variable in that for loop, I'm going to write C in double greater than signs, and I'm going to write marks, and in square braces I'm going to write I and semicolon. So once let me show you. Now once let me explain you the code. So first I created an array called 5, and I created 2 for loops. The purpose of them is the first for loop is printing out enter the marks of student and student 1, student 2, student 3, and the user is giving the marks, And the second purpose is just basically printing out the marks. So let me click on run and let's check the output. Enter the marks of student 1. Let's give him 33. Enter the marks of student 2. We're going to give him 44. Enter the marks of student 3. Let's give him 77. Enter the marks of student 4. Let's give him 49. Enter the marks of student 5 and 100. Now it's printing out everything. The marks of student 1 is 33, which I gave. The marks of student 2 is 44, which I also gave. The marks of student 3 is 77, which I also gave. And the marks of student 4 is 49, which I also gave. And lastly, the marks of student 5 is 100, which I also gave. Now, these are arrays in C++. I hope you found them useful. And some people may be wondering, why didn't tell about types? I'm not going to tell about types. I'm going to tell them like the pointer, array pointer in the pointers video, and nested arrays in 2D arrays, and nested loops video. Yes, I'm going to tell the types in those videos. Thanks for watching this video. Bye bye and take care.